Hello, my dear students. Today I am going to discuss some question answer. These questions I have taken from the NCERT book. I hope it will help you to write a better answer. So you may also add some points. It is just like how to write the answer. Okay, so here this is the first question: how is human resource different from other resources? The answer: it is true that human resource is completely different from other resources because human resource can make use of other resources such as land and capital. Land and capital in themselves can't become useful in any way, so human capital is superior to other resources. Once again, just I explain it. As we know that there are different kinds of factors of production, that is land, labor, capital. These are considered as physical resource, and entrepreneur, that is the human capital. Why? Because this human capital has ability to utilize these physical capitals, and that's why we can say that human resource is totally different from other resources. Now the second question: Japan has no natural resources, then why has it progressed? As we know that Japan is an Asian country, it is a very small country, it comes under the Iceland, and this country has no basic raw materials or the other physical resources. However, with a rapid speed, it has grown. So, what are the reasons? So, here just I am going to discuss about the reason. Japan has made huge investment on people in the field of education and health. So here you find that if more and more investment will be done on education and health, the people will become self a resource, and that is known as human capital resource. So it has made them quite efficient, skillful to make use of imported raw material. Okay, or in other words we can say, due to high skill, these people are highly efficient to utilize the raw material which is imported from the other countries into final goods. So they are capable to make final goods at lower cost. It helped the Japan to be a developed country, or it has progressed with a rapid speed. Now come to the third question. Explain how quality of people is more important than quantity of people. Okay, so quantity of people means more number of people. So in ancient time, when the people were less educated, they used to think that if we have more number of family members, they will able to earn more money because more hands are available. But nowadays that thinking has totally changed because the process of production has also changed. People started people has started to use capital or the physical uh, process, or you can say capital intensive method in place of labor intensive method. So nowadays hand is not so important, but a skill is more important. So on that basis, just I am explaining the answer. This statement is quite true. Excessive number of person becomes a liability rather than an assets. Here we can take some examples from our own country. In our country, growing population has become a great liability for the government because it has created the problem of first, balanced and nutritious food, necessary medical care, technical and professional training. So our government is unable to provide all these things. As a result, unless we will not provide all these things, our quantity of the population will not become an assets. So if we want to make our people in the form of asset, we must restrict the growing population through a small family norms. Now, the fourth question, why is education an input of growth and development? As we know that production depends on raw material. So raw material is considered as input. So we can say production function means it is the functional relation between physical inputs and physical output. But here it is not the education is not the physical inputs. However, the country's growth and development totally depends on education. I have taken an example from Japan, and you also take some examples which is implemented in our country in the year 1969, and that is known as green and white revolutions. So this revolution is an output of education. So on that basis, our answer will be education is an important input due to following reason. First, it opens the horizon of children's or the people's. New horizon of for people or children. It develops value of life. Okay. It also provides new aspiration to the people. So these are the basic views which indicates that education works as an input. Okay. Now come to the next question. Why are women employed in low paid work? So as in our economy, there are two groups. One are the men and other are women. So here division of labor takes place. Division of labor means what? According to the skill, ability, knowledge, the work has been divided in the economy, and that is known as division of work. So here women's are also kept in a particular work. Basically you will find more number of women's are employed either in health sectors or in educational sector. So overall the conclusion comes they are employed in service sectors. So why women are employed at in low paid work? What are the reasons? So answer, there is no denying the fact that women are generally employed in low paid work as compared to men. The following reasons shows. So what are the reasons? First, a majority of women have meager education, so they are paid less. So here meager education means they are not highly qualified. They have the knowledge but not they have acquired vast knowledge. So basically they are paid less. Sometimes a question comes in your mind, why the women have meager education or less education. In our country, it is a thought that boys are the money spinner and girls are the assets of others. So our parents are not so aware regarding the girl's child, and they do not provide better education in compared to their son, and this is the main reason that uh, women have meager or less education. Second point, women are generally unskilled, so they are employed in low paid job. So a skill is also an important source of higher income. Those people has high skill, they get higher wages. But here we find women are unskilled or less skilled people. Next point, it also pointed out that women are physically weaker as men, so they are paid less. Here, weaker means physically weaker means what? Their productivity is less in compared to men. So, if the productivity is less, automatically they will get less salaries or payment. Women are mostly attached with their home duties. It is the view of the person, and they can't be as regular as men in their duties, so they are employed a low paid work. Next, women are not allowed by their family to travel long distance and to do job at night. It also compel them for low wages. So these are the basic points which indicates that women are getting less salaries. Now come to the next question. What is the role of health in human capital formation? So health is the most important factors. If you are mentally and physically sound, it means you have more ability to do the work. You can do more hours of work. Your productivity will increase. So health does not define that how many years a person can survive. No. Here, so health is related to mental and physical ability. So on that basis, just I have explained this answer in such a way. Health involves not only the physical fitness of the individual but also his mental, economic, mental, comma, here economic and social well-being. So it not only improves the quality of the life of an individual but also adds to the human resource development. Our various sectors such as primary, secondary and tertiary depend on productivity of human beings because it makes our national income. Health also covers a wide range of activities such as family welfare, population control, drug control, immunization, and prevention of food adulterations, etc. Only a healthy person can do full justice of his job. Means he can do more hours of work. An unhealthy person is a liability both for his family along with country. So no firm will employ such a person. So we can say according to the above description that health plays a vital role in individual working life. Is it clear? I hope you are able to uh, solve your questions with the help of these uh, points or these answers. Okay, thank you, my dear students.